Ace is a control freak.
Started the tonight's conversation, it wasn't to help y'all women. It was to make money and clap some cheeks.
This is Ace Metaphor. Actually, no, wait, that's Derek Jackson. This is Ace Metaphor. Actually, no, that's Pastor Poppy. Now, let me try this one more time. This is Ace Metaphor.
All right, y'all, so boom. In today's video, we're going to get into Mr. Ace Metaphor. Now, a lot of our black men, they do not like Ace Metaphor. They just don't like men that be pandering to women. That's number one. Number two, we did Ace Metaphor, I would think like 2 or 3 months ago, because Keita Rose, his ex-employee, came out saying that he was narcissist, that he possibly might have liked guys. And he said, of course, that was not true. And basically, like, he was just using all the people that his employees, he was using them for their following, triangulating them, like putting them against each other, telling them, oh, this person said this person said that. But now he just did an interview with Cam Newton talking about he is, you know, basically like he's not poly, but he wants to eventually get married, but he definitely wants his wife to be open to threesomes or like swingers parties and stuff like that. And to be honest, I think that's crazy. Like, you know, good and well, most of the women that you were preaching, like, cause he's one of them Derek Jackson type of guys, you know, good and well, most of them women, they do not want to be able, they don't want to share their man. You should not have to share your man, and you shouldn't have to share your partner, like, period, man or woman. So it's like you need to make that part of your brand. Because I'm not proud of it, but I did used to follow him back in 2019, 2020, and I definitely would have never followed him if I knew that. Ace and Derek Jackson, I really do start, I am really starting to feel like they are just here to make and keep women single, just like anything. Ace Metaphor, Derek Jackson, Tinder, Facebook dating, OkCupid, all of them are here to keep us single. I'm sure relationship coaching and just telling people what they want to hear is a $1 trillion industry. It's like they will tell you one thing, and he even admitted in Cam Newton's, like, when I be telling them to not fall for bad men, I'm talking to the old me. And I can tell that he talking to the old him. And it's really not the old him. I feel like that's who he is right now. But anywho, we got a lot to unpack, so let me do my disclaimer so we get right into the video. Disclaimer, this video is protected under fair use. Everything in this video is alleged. Everything in this video is a personal opinion and strictly for entertainment. I don't know these people personally, so this is not a personal attack, and I didn't make this video to talk down on anyone. I just make great video essays with full backgrounds of celebrities, influencers, and reality TV stars. This is not T-Page, but I do keep with my internet homegirls, so let's get into it.
Never had sexual contact with any man. Ever. Ever. I've never told anyone I've had sexual contact with any man.
Yeah.
However, when I was a minor, there was some traumatic, inappropriate things that happened to me that very few people knew about. And I just had to tell my mom about this.
Because of all that's happening on the internet?
Yes.
Now, I will say Keita was very wrong for telling that man personal business. Like, if he was touched when he was a child, and let's be honest, a lot of people that are touched when they're a child, especially men, they do start liking men. Or if a girl was touched by another lady, a lot of the time she does start liking women. Now, I understand why Keita Rose was so hurt, because I don't like nobody playing with my money either. I'd be just as mad, but I probably wouldn't have told that personal business. I would have told it to maybe to my friend, but I wouldn't have came out and told it online. But to be honest, Keita Rose and everybody else that's on that panel that came out and spoke out against Ace, I think they were wrong too, because y'all were okay when you can profit from it. But when the money had ran out, then you got a problem with it. And he was this and he was that. Now, this interview with Cam Newton, I feel like he shouldn't even came out and said nothing, because you just making your brand worse and worse. People are saying that tonight's conversation is gone and it's through. No, it takes a lot to get canceled. It really does, especially because he grew a really, really big platform. So it's not like a platform where somebody only got like 3,000 or 4,000 followers. Then, of course, that could have messed it up. He has hundreds of thousands and millions of followers. Even though Keita Rose got the word out there, still everybody that follows him, everybody that doesn't really know what happened.
This show is basically like The View, or a daytime talk show meets a live panel at night, and all they talk about is dating. That's what this show is. Or was. This show is done. Tonight's conversation is now yesterday's rumor. So why is Mojo Jojo relevant? Because this guy, like this guy, and this guy built a platform on pandering towards women. And if you know anything about guys who build platforms on pandering towards women, you know where this story is going. Long story short, bro was running through them hoes. All that yapping he was yapping towards women, he was not standing on that shit. When the drama of all of that started coming out, it surprised no man on planet Earth. Y'all consistently fall for these pandering accounts. Y'all want to be in an echo chamber so bad. Bro was telling y'all sweet nothings. He was just telling y'all wanted to hear.
Look, at this stage in the game, I take it as all men are lying. I know people probably like, oh, that's toxic. Nah, for real. Like, I figure that all men are lying. And then I go and do my research, and then I'm like, okay, well, he's not lying. But I assume that they all lying. Whether they saying good things or whether they saying bad things. Like, say a man say he's single. I'm still going to go check and see if he's single or not. Is he married? Do you have kids? You're paying child support. How are you saying that you don't have kids? When I stopped doing that, I stopped dating like that because I'm like, okay, they just lying. He always gave me corny pick-me vibes. Never fell for it. I don't know why that was hilarious. Because it really can be men pick-me's. We just don't think about that. The men that speak like him but have no wife is a big red flag in my eyes. Right. Like, why is a single man teaching women how to date and you're not quote-unquote dating, but they really be smashing a woman that be following them behind the scenes? And the woman be gullible enough to think they the only one that this man is smashing. Like, if you like him, you don't think it's other hundreds of thousands of women that like him too that he's smashing too?
That would tell you what you want to hear is a very dangerous man. They just said Ace Metaphor was smashing the whole crew. If you don't know who Ace Metaphor is, he's a pander bear. A man that panders to get what he wants speaks to you just like this right here.
Stop letting these men play in your face as if you're not beautiful, as if you're not worth it, as if there is a man right now praying to God to eventually meet you. You are somebody's he who finds a good thing.
And the whole time he's full of shit. I had an OG on here, right? His name was Pastor Poppy Don. He would pander just to get hoes. Like, he would pander just to get women. And it would be beautiful women too. Like, he would show me how he gets down. And I'm like, hey, OG, I see you. But it's all a master plan to get you to sleep with him. It's that easy. All common sense. Most men think the same. So if you have a man coming out the woodworks just saying some outlandish bullshit like, oh, and just telling you what you want to hear, you have to be like, okay, he's on to something. Like, he has a plan and he's going to execute. You know what I'm saying? The power of the tongue is crazy. But most men think the same, just like most women think the same. So don't sit here and just believe anything a man says. The thing with Ace Metaphor is Ace Metaphor has 1 million followers, right, on TikTok. Pastor Poppy Don, he had like 700,000. If you want to make it in social media, man or woman, if you're a man, pander to the women. If you're a woman, pander to the men.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't trust no man with no platform or a whole bunch of money and give them way too much power that they just cannot, they don't know what to do with it. And to assume most men are lying and always verify, always check into stuff. I learned that from a man, a married man though. Now, do Ace like men? I don't know, but I do know that a lot of men that get touched by other men, they do like men. And that's my opinion. That's all I'm gonna say about it. And the whole threesome things and going to the strip club thing, I just feel like if your partner is not enough, you shouldn't be in a committed relationship. I don't believe that you should be having this wife. Don't get married and do what the freak you want to do. But a lot of men like to cheat. It wouldn't even be as fun if he was just single. Like, they like to cheat. Like, they like the thrill of like doing something that's wrong. Them married men, a lot of the times, they be more single than a single man.
Y'all want to know who not surprised about what happened with Ace Metaphor? Men. Want to know why? Because we can tell when men pandering to women. And we've seen it multiple times from other people. I ain't even got to name those names, but y'all know who I'm talking about. But come on now. He's smashing everybody, huh? He was smashing everybody while feeding y'all sweet nothings in y'all ear and telling y'all all that goofy shit y'all want to hear.
Now, back to the interview. When I'm going to show the interview, a lot of men are just saying, like, it's not that we don't like women. It's just that they don't really have nothing to offer besides poking their butts out. And I ain't going to lie, sometimes that is true. Like, even when I'm texting some of my female friends, sometimes it's like, girl, you can't hold no conversation. And a lot of people nowadays, men and women, they don't read books. People in this generation, they are not trying to do anything better. We see a lot of people complaining about Trump and tariffs, but they're not willing to do anything to better their situation. I see it all the time. And it's like, when you know better, you do better, right? Because it's a lot of the times we will let men smash. You don't even know this man. That was even from young. I knew that, like, when someone says they like you, they don't even know your last name. How do they like you? I'm a sapiosexual. Like, so if a man is really not trying to get to know me from the outside to in, I don't like him. I don't want you to just talk to me just because I'm pretty and you think I look good. What else? And what are you really trying to do in life? Because that is a serious question I ask men. When the last time you read a book? Like, for real, when the last time you read a book? And I bet most of them, it'd be in high school.
Nothing was going to happen to Ace Metaphor, just like nothing happened to Derek Jackson. Nothing. That man is now on Cam Newton podcast talking about men don't really like women, blah, blah, blah. And y'all just forgot about everything they did to Kidda. All these dudes that sit here and pander and tell women what they want to hear, whenever they get caught up in the inevitable drama because they really are pieces of behind the scenes, all they do is they fall back for a couple months and then they pop back up and then they start preaching some fucking super pander shit and then all is fucking forgiven. They go and they reach an entirely new audience of women. And then, you know what I'm saying? And they act like they just rinse, wash, repeat. And it never fails. Then it turns into, well, I mean, we can still, you know, get the message. And no, stop listening to these motherfucking living that they saying. Where's the integrity? Do y'all not care about people's integrity? Like, that's crazy to me. Oh, a lot of these men don't appreciate women. They don't know, man. How about a lot of these women don't have shit to offer or present themselves more than what they got between their legs anyway? Maybe there's a lot of men who ain't worth the side of their wallet, and there's a lot of women who ain't worth the side of what's between their legs. Because a lot of women just can't fathom that just maybe they're not an interesting woman. That man gotta be gay, because and then the whole time, all they do is present themselves to be a piece of meat.
And Ace is sitting over there wasting women's time while preaching to his followers, don't let a man waste your time. So it's like, make it make sense. And women eat Ace Metaphor and Derek Jackson up. Like, they love everything that he's saying, but it's like he's not living proof of what he's actually talking about. And like I said, I used to follow them. Like when I was pressed for a relationship. Well, I was in one, but I just knew it wasn't a good one. So I was like seeking, like, okay, what should I do? And searching up different stuff. And I came across Ace Metaphor and Derek Jackson. And I was watching them for a while.
I actually think the lifetime of love thing, to me, is unrealistic for most people. Like, I just got out of a long-term relationship and I had thought to myself, like, and I'm like, I did get about 7 years out of that thing. You like, you know, that's
why didn't you get married in 7 years?
I'm glad I didn't.
But why didn't you?
That would have been a mistake.
That's wild. 7 years is long. You didn't know in year 2?
And you can be with somebody for 7 years and really not know who they truly are.
I understand that we all should make money, and it's a good idea. And I feel like he had good business ideas with the cars, the podcast. It's just like wrong messenger. Like, it makes you wonder, because I don't even think that people even want to be in a relationship like that. They like the thought of being in a relationship. Most of us want to be in a relationship, or we say we want to, but a relationship requires a lot of hard work that most people in this microwave generation, they just not willing to do. We see people like the Ace Metaphor, the Stephen Libator, whatever his name was, following, and their numbers just skyrocketing. I guess maybe people follow him because they're easy on the eyes. I never follow any of them because they're easy on the eyes. Like Ace Metaphor, he's okay looking, but he ain't all that. Derek Jackson, I feel the same way. Like, but people thought he was so fine. I didn't think he was so fine. So it's like, do you want this relationship advice from these men, or you just trying to sleep with these men? That's just what I'm getting at. And a hustler always gonna be a hustler. That's their job. But how long are you willing to be hustled?
Anytime you got a man going way too hard in one direction, you should be concerned. Because y'all really let this man Ace Metaphor run the exact same play that Derek Jackson ran on y'all. My man was going entirely too hard with that validation for the women. And that's not to say that women don't deserve validation. That's just to say that anytime you see a man going entirely too hard to give you that validation and tell you that you're right and tell you everything you feeling is perfect, then you should be concerned. Because see, I believe in the yin and the yang. In every evil, there's a little good, and in every good, there's a little evil. And we should be wary of anything that portrays itself as purely good or purely evil. So in this Ace Metaphor situation where he's going way too hard to prove a point and to validate feelings, you got to be a little bit wary of him.
Ace is saying that most men don't like women, which I think is a bit of truth to it on both sides, to be honest with you. But it's like the same goes for him. If you were in a relationship for 7 years, you really didn't like whoever you was with either. Talking about, well, I'm still getting to know her. You're going to be getting to know somebody for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. You don't ever truly know whoever you are, even if you a mother and a daughter. You don't know all your mother business. You don't know all your daughter business. And the big problem is, I feel like in this generation, people really don't take time to get to know each other. And that's why a lot of heartbreak happens. Or like, say you dating a guy, and of course you might assume that he wants to be in a relationship, or vice versa. Maybe you're dating a woman and you assume that she wants to be in a relationship, but maybe they want to smash, and that's where heartbreak leads, because you don't even know their true intentions. People really don't take the time to get to know people, like what you doing and how you doing. That's cool and all, but that's not really actually getting to know someone. And just in general, stop dating people that you don't like. People sometimes feel like, oh, I gotta date this person, or I gotta date that person. You can stop talking to people for any reason that you want to.
Heterosexual men don't like women for real. They don't. They like women sexually, but they don't like women. They're not attracted to what a woman is outside of her sexual organs. So then when we get into why a lot of men womanize, or why it's just they're minimizing a woman based off of who she slept with or who she potentially can sleep for, because it's like you haven't gained the appreciation of the wholeness of a woman yet, and what that wholeness of a woman can bring to your life. A lot of times we'll talk about strength and we'll say men are stronger than women, but that's because we value physical strength. We're not talking about emotional strength, spiritual strength. We're not talking about the type of strength that can run a household. And we're not putting that same type of weight. And what I would encourage, and this was the shift that I had to do, is I had to start liking the wholeness of a woman outside of sex. And then when you do that, now you appreciate the things a complete woman can bring to your life. When we
Over a lot of black men didn't grow up with fathers in the home, so we didn't have role models of men in marriages or a healthy relationship with our mothers, so we don't know what love actually looked like. And I think that's absolutely true. And I think that's why a lot of people, y'all got to slow down on just smashing. Like, a child is a human being, not a toy, so everything that you do, it does fall back on the child. Like, especially like when women know that, I feel like the man, obviously he responsible too, but I'm sorry, I don't think you should be having no man baby and you know he don't want to have the baby. Like, that's crazy. Do you know the mental effects that's about to take a toll on your child?
The average woman that's on my page right now, when I talk about, hey, keep your options open. If you're not exclusively dating somebody, you know what I'm saying? Vet multiple men at the same time. Go to coffee here, go to here. You ain't got to sleep with them. But if you single, be single. If you say that, there's women even internalize, I can't do that. That'll make you a hoe.
No, for sure it will.
How?
Because you can't keep, like, I look at guys through my lens. I know that there is guys that's out there that look at relationships and just perspectives like me. You're not about to sit up here and be going to coffee dates and other dates with multiple versions of Cam, and ain't nobody gonna want nothing out of it. Like I said this before, I don't kiss the cuddle. Like, I'm not going on dates just to be able to say I'm actively dating. I'm going on dates to score. I'm not trying to get friend zone, bro. I'm trying to get in the end zone, bro. If you understand what I'm saying.
Is that a projection then, right? So like now it's saying, okay, because this is how I operate as a man, I'm now projecting how I think all those other men are operating. And now I'm uncomfortable with you exploring your options as a woman and picking the best suitors. Because here's the thing, Cam, there's some people that might be the best suitor on paper.
Now, I do think that Ace will be the cause of his own demise, just like Action Jackson. Y'all know that it is like a niche helping young men get laid. Like, why are you pandering to women when you could be in that niche who you really are? Maybe it's not all about the money. Maybe they in this niche because they know it's just going to get them infamous amounts of that gushy stuff. Randy said that he was a narcissist, and of course, everything that Keita had already said. And I definitely believe him. I just felt like on Keita's part, I felt like she shouldn't have said it like that, because it's like you're angry and it's just like, it make you look a certain kind of way, like, oh, you're only saying this now because he is cut off your bag. But I believed everything that she said though. But it's like when she talking about taking advantage of the audience and stuff like that, you the same though, because you were cool with him when you was getting paid for it, but like when he cut your bag off or when he wasn't paying you like that on time, that's when you outed him.
Is a control freak. If he cannot control the situation, he will ruin the situation. I don't know if he's diagnosed narcissistic, but if he's undiagnosed, that makes sense. He needs some treatment. He has an issue with triangulating people. And when he does that, it creates a hostile space. So he'll do something like try to plant seeds with Keita that I'm not her friend. You know, she's jealous of you. Yeah, okay. You know, she kind of said she didn't really be on shows with you. I never said stuff like that. So he will plant seeds like that just to make you feel like, oh, that person isn't really for me, or that person really don't have my back.
And a lot of people call Tony Gaskins a hater or whatever the source is. Just because someone is speaking out on your fade, that don't mean they hating. They just giving their opinion on the situation. Everybody that he has called out, it has came out what he's saying is actually true.
Who have not been in a successful relationship, going on tour and creating the relationship narrative.
Ace Metaphor actually it just entered the video.
That's crazy.
And I think he wants to actually respond on his perspective.
What is the purpose of dating?
If you're being intentional,
is to find a husband or wife.
Correct.
Is that the reason why everyone dates?
If someone is dating for sex, us as people with a platform should be promoting what is going to benefit society, not what is going to confuse society.
When the last time you've been actively dating multiple people?
Dating is principle based. It doesn't matter if it's 2023 or 1903. Love does not change because God is love.
But to say how things should work for all people and dismiss everyone else is irresponsible.
Hey, calm down though, bro, because you're getting a little too much bass in your voice. A lot of women are delusional. They won't admit it, but a lot of women are following this guy who is single giving advice because they're hoping he will see them in the comments.
Speak
or
on it.
See them at the event. So my audience is actually smaller than these new age guys because I'm married. And that's the irony.
I have never heard that perspective before, but that I can totally see that, right? So, you know, some women see us as
that's why y'all gotta follow
the nephews.
Oh, ain't no nephews.
Even the older women, you think?
Yeah, that's why y'all gotta follow him, because y'all single.
Wow.
Every woman in your audience, if she's single, she would not mind. Right. And to be honest with you, that's why I'm in the relationship space. Because for me personally, I don't respect a man until he's married. Like a man does not earn my respect until he's married and faithful. Damn. Like he could bench press 500. He could make $1 million a week. He can have a jet. He can have houses around the world. A man does not have my respect. He will have my kindness. He will have, you know, my love as a brother, as a man, but he won't have my respect and admiration until he can be married and faithful.
Look, a lot of people are saying that Action Jackson and Dear Future Wifey, Ace Metaphor, Steven, whatever his last name is, they do that so they can get some pee. But to be honest with you, you don't think that Kevin Samuels was smashing all them women on his show? And I bet he was still smashing the ones that he was rating low and stuff like that and talking to them all crazy. I bet he was still smashing them. Let's be honest, women will easily smash a man, even like a man like Chris Brown. Chris Brown ain't even got to give him no money, and I bet they would still smash him. Dear Future Wifey, look at how he look. I bet even if he wouldn't get a woman any money, she would smash him anyway because he can take her, especially if she do social media, he can take her social media career further.
You must get an insane amount of pussy being a black male content creator who panders to women. Why do I say that? Because people like Derek Jackson, now Ace Metaphor, get a lot of grace from black women. You know why? Because they pander to that, oh, she's the queen, everything revolves around her, like men are so evil and so just bad human beings metaphor. Getting on the internet and saying that men do not like women, we only are physically attracted to them, but we don't like who they are, is nasty work. Especially seeing how I could do the exact same thing to women. For instance, women actually don't like men. They just like the financial resources they can provide for them.
Are you poly?
No. Well, I'm not poly in the sense that I want 2 active, full-ass relationships.
What do you mean?
I don't want multiple girlfriends.
What do you want?
I want one girlfriend, one wife, with whom we can explore sexual relationships with other people.
And I can hear the comments now.
Uh-huh.
Can she explore other relationships with other men?
Other men?
Yeah.
I ain't got that far yet.
So,
but the older I get, the less opposed to it I am. It depends
on
the arrangement.
So you're dating this girl and she says, hey, I want to venture off. I seen a dude that, you know, I gave him, I'm being full transparent. I gave him my number. I know what is.
In my mind, let's back it up. In my mind, I'm thinking about a sex party. I'm not thinking about that deep.
All right, y'all, let me know what y'all think about Ace Metaphor down in the comment section below. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, especially if you made it all the way to this point. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn the post notification bells on. Talk to you guys soon.